When it comes to the cast of Stranger Things, each of them have their own little quirks and oddities that they do to just be themselves and get through the days and such. For Millie Brown, she's not only one of the biggest stars on the show, but she's one that many people honestly would like to know more about because she's just so talented. But even with that talent, you sometimes find some embarrassing moments that you almost want to hide. Allow us to show you Millie Bobby Brown's 7 most embarrassing moments. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
But before that, a simpler reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice, so be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.
Number 7. The shaved head. There are a lot of things that make Stranger Things Season 1 so special and unique. It wasn't just the story or even the characters, it was the look of various things. From the Upside Down to the Demogorgon, and of course the look of 11. Millie Bobby Brown landed the role of 11 while she was living in England, and therefore did much of the auditioning process virtually. It wasn't until she was face to face with the Duffers at the final audition that she was told she had to shave her head. Which, if you think about it, is something they probably should have mentioned beforehand. Brown recalls the exact moment she learned about the fate of her hair, saying, "So I'm standing in the room with them, and Ross Duffer comes over to me and is just like, bzzz on my head, and I'm like, what's that mean?" And Ross said, "Well, you've got to shave your head." Now, here's where things get funny, because you'd expect her to overreact and be like, "I'm not shaving my head," but instead, she was fine with it. The person who wasn't fine with it, though, was her mother, who happened to be there at the time. To get her to go along with it, the Duffers gave her a split screen of her and Charlize Theron in Mad Max Fury Road. She was told to have Theron's frame of mind and use her awesome look for motivation. She went along with it, and now she's iconic. Though, by her own admission, her mother was heartbroken when the shaving started to happen, and was basically begging her not to do it, which likely felt a little embarrassing. But of course, it was all for the greater good. 11's look helped seal what Stranger Things was all about. Millie eventually got to get her regular hair back for later seasons, and now she's rich. Which is good, because that's another thing that's a touchy subject for Millie. Number 6. She almost bankrupted her parents. Life can be hard, and life can be costly, but one thing that no one wants to say is that they're the reason that their parents have a hard life. Whether it be from bad decisions, to medical bills, to other things that can cost serious cash, no child wants to hurt their parents financially. So what did Millie Brown do to almost cause this to happen? You already know the answer. She decided to try and be an actress. That doesn't sound like a bankrupting thing, right? But because she was from the UK, she felt she needed to be in Hollywood to get the best chance of getting roles, which meant that her parents had to sell just about everything they had to give Millie that chance because they really did believe in her. Which is a heartwarming thing to hear, but even by Millie's own admission, it got to the point where things started to fall apart. Things were so tight, Millie's British-born manager Melanie Green lent the family money to help them survive, and that wasn't the end of it by a long shot. "My older sister left. She didn't want to do it anymore," Millie says. "It was tears, tears, tears. We went through tough times." She started getting small bit roles in big-name series like NCIS and Grey's Anatomy, but she kept missing out on big roles. And even when she got big roles, like being in the Once Upon a Time prequel or a BBC series that had some hype behind it, they got canceled before she could truly continue on with them. Of course, once she got Stranger Things, everything turned around for the better. She's worth about $3 million, which more than makes up for everything that her parents spent on her, to be sure. Plus, she's getting roles outside of Stranger Things, like in Godzilla King of Monsters and its sequel, as well as a couple of Netflix projects. So while it may have been embarrassing and hard to see her parents go through all that for her, it clearly paid off, literally and figuratively. Number 5. First kiss. There are many things that get lost in being a child star, and one of those things is that if they have a love interest and they kiss that love interest, sometimes it's their first kiss. Ever. And that applies to Millie Brown. During season 1 of Stranger Things, 11 kisses her friend Mike Wheeler, played by Finn Wolfhard. Brown later shared that this was her first kiss ever.
"Your first kiss would be with Finn Wolfhard." Yeah, man. It was on a set and there were 200. It was the first time I ever kissed a boy and I was very nervous, and he said he kissed a girl, but I don't think he did. Exposed. But whatever. I think he did. But anyway, We prepared because we were so scared. It was a peck, but we got so, again, hyped ourselves up about it, and we were like, we need to have Tic Tacs, we need to have like fresh bread. Like we were so nervous about it. And then as soon as it happened, everyone was like, and we were all like, oh my goodness. And I kind of like, I walked away and I was like, kissing sucks.
And you can understand why she felt it was a bit awkward and nerve-wracking when it happened. It was a strange experience. Having 250 people looking at you kissing someone is like, whoa, Brown told People magazine. According to Brown, Wolfhard said this wasn't his first kiss, but she definitely thinks it was. I think he was just trying to be cool, she added. But there was even more to this slightly embarrassing moment. Mainly, her parents were there too. So yeah, not only did she have to have her first kissing scene on a TV show that would be viewed by millions, she had to do it in front of all the crew and her parents. Not the best and most romantic moment to have a first kiss, but what can you do? Number 4, she's deaf in one ear. We're a little shocked about this one, but apparently it's true. Millie Brown is deaf in one of her ears, which you'd think would make it very hard for her to function as an actress, and yet she overcomes it with every single role she does, which obviously makes her even more of a boss, as well as someone who's driven to get things done despite a disability, which to her wasn't even an issue when she started out. I just started to sing, and if I sound bad, I don't care, because I'm just doing what I love, she said. You don't have to be good at singing. You don't have to be good at dancing or acting. If you like to do it, if you genuinely enjoy doing it, then do it. No one should stop you. As to why she is deaf, that's a little tricky. Apparently, she was born that way. She was born with partial hearing loss in one ear, which has been known to happen in certain cases. As time went on, she full stop lost hearing in that ear. But even with that going on, she didn't give up on her dreams despite this disability, and who said you needed both ears to work to be in Hollywood?
But filming Stranger Things was hard because I would have to have like ADs or PAs near me to say action, because they'd have to say it really loud or like make a sign so that I could watch them, because I would never be able to hear them. Like the Duffer Brothers, they would always go action, right? And I would never hear them. But with Sean Levy, who's really loud, he goes action! And I'm like, I can hear you now. Got it. It's definitely happened.
And if you look at various Hollywood icons, you'll see that they too had their own illnesses or disabilities that they had to overcome as well. Number 3, her mother picks out her clothes on set. This one might be very embarrassing from a certain point of view, but apparently Millie doesn't mind it. But yeah, when Eleven gets into a scene, the outfit isn't picked out by the crew or the stagehands, it's picked out by Millie's mother. This goes to show just how hands-on she is in regards to her kids' looks. This also goes to show how the showrunners are willing to work with the families of the kids. Plus, clearly the mother has an idea of how to style her daughter, as she no doubt helped her look her best for auditions and such. Again, Millie apparently doesn't mind this, but it's gotta be embarrassing to not just work with your mother on the show, but also have her pick out everything Eleven would wear. But hey, that's moms for you. They always want you to look your best, even if you don't agree. Number 2, the fart delay. Ask anyone in Hollywood and they'll tell you the worst thing you can do during filming is getting it delayed. Schedules are meant to be tight and efficient so they can get done, and on Stranger Things, with all the various events and stuff going on, you don't want delays. You need to get things done so you can get to the next season. But when you have a group of kids as the stars, yeah, these delays can get pretty hilarious in their origins. During the bus scene in episode 7, one of the boys decided to fart. Multiple times. Others joined in on this as well. This delayed filming, and eventually, the farts became so toxic that the crew had to evacuate the bus. According to Duffers, these shenanigans frustrated Millie, and they had to give the boys a pep talk the next day. Work obviously progressed, but stern lessons had to be learned. This is embarrassing for Millie because she was clearly giving all she had, including her hair, to this show. So for it to be delayed because she had to deal with boys farting, yeah, not the best day for her clearly. Number 1, Comic-Con with David Harbour. This one is a bit up for debate because it's not about Millie being embarrassed, but her embarrassing someone else. During a Comic-Con, she came with David Harbour and was doing a panel where David kept trying to talk, but for whatever reason, Millie continually cut him off, made funny faces, and would even cover his mouth at times. Which is odd because he was just trying to compliment her, and yet she wouldn't let him talk. A lot of people thought it was weird and slightly embarrassing, but you decide the truth here. So, what did you think? What did you think of these embarrassing moments from Millie Brown's life and her acting times? Which was the most embarrassing in your eyes? And are you pumped for Stranger Things Season 4? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next channel.